active weather day. Last night I could hear the thunderstorm as I was going to bed in my area, so it's just active out there.
It's been so long since you've probably been able to hear that. I feel like everyone was welcoming the change and this ongoing monsoon surge, bringing storms to different portions of the state. Let's take that live view right now. Park City, so we are seeing a few storms bubble up for the Wasatch back. Soggy conditions as Main Street shows that off. Also just checked up towards the canyons and the Park City mountain area. They also have soggy conditions. Fresh rain on the camera. It's still coming down. Forewarn radar shows you a couple of different areas. Let's zoom into that Park City spot because you can see this is towards Colville and Wanship where we get a little bit of lightning. Now we're going to head down to Eagle Mountain with some echoes of moisture. The Tooele and Rush Valley is likely going to see a few storms. Yesterday they saw a severe thunderstorm move up. In southern Utah, we've funneled this moisture into the state for the last several days. Look towards the West Desert, Milford, the state line, over near Zion, Kanab, Kane and Garfield County, Grand Staircase. So all of the usual suspects seeing those storms develop south of Delta. So we move a little further north, the northwestern corner of the state getting a little bit of lightning. That means the extreme northern portion of the state and the state line will stay active, and that's actually where we just had our severe thunderstorm warning expire at 4:15. It was towards Snowville over I-84 with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That little cell is still on the move. It's kind of tap dancing between Idaho and Utah, but we're keeping our eyes to the skies. Southern Idaho keeping that in the forecast here as that heads towards Malad. These storms are moving and heading a little further east. It's a slow mover. That was at 10 miles per hour. So we know that's since expired, but we'll keep some active conditions in the north as we get through tonight. Look at the cloud cover in the south. Our Black Desert Sky Cam showing us Ivins. It's only 94 degrees there. A lot of moisture potential. That's what happens when you're dealing with the Four Corners high funneling in that monsoon moisture. Look at the temperatures. They're greatly impacted by the cloud cover. Only mid-90s in St. George, 72 at Grand Staircase. This is where storms are. You can tell Blanding, Four Corners also dealing with those storms. Emery, Vernal, all of the areas where we've seen storms bubble up with cooler temperatures, and just overall we're in the 80s. 89 is the average in Salt Lake this time of year. We'll stay in the 80s for the next several hours with the threat of storms through 10 p.m. when we're expecting the mid-70s. Showers and storms out there. Maybe you saw a sprinkle or two. I caught some on my way into work. Tuesday and Wednesday, we keep this high moisture content throughout the entire state, really throughout the region, as that Four Corners high pulls a little further to the east and its clockwise flow allows for moisture to stick around. Tomorrow, we have been upgraded for an excessive rainfall threat in northern Utah, so we could see some heavy downpours. Forewarning you now, your Tuesday is going to be stormy. So with that risk, we have to stay very weather aware. We also have a new flood watch for the Four Corners for tomorrow morning through the evening. The Grand Junction office putting this out saying we expect excessive runoff with the storms that are going to be rolling through the region. Futurecast walks us through the timing here. Why is tomorrow going to be interesting? Because we've been seeing this monsoon moisture and this storm development for the last several days. Here we are by this afternoon, and you see how we stay pretty active in the southwestern corner of the state by tonight, and a few storms out there. We keep this moving. That moisture really slides by Tuesday morning into southwest Utah, into the West Desert, and then it focuses on the Wasatch Front tomorrow evening. Logan all the way down for the Wasatch Front into central Utah, those storms around commute time, and it's because of the movement of that upper level trough, that low you see, that's really going to stay to the north of us, but because of its movement, it's going to enhance our lift, and we see more storm development. Flash flood potential, it's probable. Tomorrow is not safe in the areas you love to visit. It's possible with the swell, but strong storms for those other recreation areas, including the Mighty Five. Big picture shows you that trough on the move with those thunderstorms for our Tuesday. Widespread, that holds on into Wednesday as that kind of lifts through the region. By Thursday, drier air starts to move to the Wasatch Front. High pressure takes over. We'll dwindle with our storm potential and get drier conditions with temperatures rebounding, but it doesn't stay that way forever. We're going to flatten the ridge as a low moves in early next week and brings the potential for additional storms. Okay, August, you started a little sleepy, but here we are with active skies. 80s for tomorrow as a result of stormy conditions. 87 in Moab, 87 in St. George. Forewarning you now, Tuesday is not your outdoor day. Nope, we got to stay weather aware, and those storms are going to be widespread. St. George with the 80s, and then eventually the 90s as drier air moves in. By the close of the work week, triple digits do return down south, even though that's above average. Here's the Wasatch Front. We are cooling things down, staying in the low to mid 80s for your work week with thunderstorms through Wednesday, still scattered storm potential Thursday, and isolated potential Friday. So that moisture wants to linger before it comes back for another round for the latter half of your weekend and into next week. We've got to stay on top of it. These storms are on the move and they're packing a punch. We'll be right back.